This is part 3 of the interview with Ambassador Felix. You mentioned that you went to Cuba, and that having left Cuba, you became the Chief of State of Protocol. I'd like you to just briefly tell us about that, because recently you did get an award from the government of Jamaica, which we are very proud of, and you can just give us an idea of what that award was.
Well, on my return from Cuba, I actually retired, but I was then asked if I would take up the position of Chief of State Protocol. That was a new position that had been established, and the decision had been taken by cabinet decision to place it in the office of the Prime Minister. And so it basically is a new position, and in the position you are meant to be in charge of protocol for the government, for the country. And so you work closely with the Director of Protocol at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, and also with King's House. And so I had to draft a division of responsibilities, who would take the lead on which responsibilities, and work out a nice working relationship between the three entities that really have to deal with any state function in the country. The position also has responsibility for the organization of our national honor, the administration of Jamaica's national honors and awards. And so I'm Secretary General of that order. And so it's a very interesting position. I think it allows me to continue to serve my country. And I believe strongly in service. I'm a Kiwanian, and I think that is important. That's a way where you can give back. I'm also a Justice of the Peace. And I grew up in a family where service was important, where public service was important. My father was a Chief Justice, and my sister has followed suit in that regard. And I come from a family, my grandparents were teachers, and so it's a family of public servants. And so I feel very proud that that was my orientation, and that has been how I sought to live my life.
Please tell us about your mother, because I understand that she was head girl of St. Andrew High School.
Yes, and so
what's her name?
Her name, she is Enid Daphne Limonius. So of course, when we, both my sister and myself, we were joined, we came to St. Andrew, she followed our progress diligently. The only thing, neither of us had any girl children to follow to continue that tradition. But it was important to us to live up to what our mother had.
So it's a house of Cavellites?
It's a house of Cavellites. And she was Cavell also. So, we had to live up to what she said. And in fact, for me, that's important. I'm very proud that the school has continued to maintain a high standard. I'm proud of being a graduate of Immaculate.
Of St. Andrew High.
St. Andrew High, sorry. I taught at Immaculate, St. Andrew High. And that the museum, when I walk through the museum and remember the uniform I wore, the desk, and that we have continued the tradition of high standards and maintaining high standards, and also a school spirit. We all loved being at school, and the school spirit continues, as well as an aim for excellence in academia.
Wow, that's wonderful. Ambassador Felix, could you give us a little walkthrough as far as what's the experience like being awarded the Order of Distinction in Commander class? On the day of the event, most young girls would be looking on and wondering, what does one need to do? What would one need to do to be in a similar position for one day? Not only receiving an award from the government of Jamaica, but also from the government of France.
Well, I think the most important thing to me is that it's not something that you work for. I think you work towards giving of your best, and therefore when it is recognized, you feel a sense of, it's then you feel the sense of achievement. And I guess because it means a lot to me to give to my country. And therefore, that the country has recognized me, or that the French government recognized me for my contribution there, that's really where you get the fulfillment. And then I get the fulfillment to know that my parents are very proud of me, that my family is proud of me, that my son is proud of me. And therefore, and I too, nothing gives me greater pleasure than if someone comes and says, one of my sons is a doctor. And if anyone comes and says, he's done a good job and then he saved a life, it's the most wonderful feeling. And so I know I annoy him by sending everybody to him that if I hear anyone is sick, I say, call Omar. And but he gives, and he does it with humility. And for me, one of the most important things is humility in life. And my father taught me humility. And so the mere fact that my country has recognized me in this way, I accept it with humility.
Thank you for sharing that, Ambassador Felix, because it's really important for the wider audience to recognize it's important to give back and how meaningful and how fulfilled one can be. That's a little, we tend to fall short in that. So thank you so much for doing such wonderful work in public service. And certainly you're a trailblazer along with your sister and your mother. St. Andrew High School, we're absolutely very proud to know that you were taught here, and certainly you allow young students to aspire and to be able to walk in your path. If you're also able to show us some of the fun side of the job that you hold right now. Recently you participated, or at least orchestrated, the event to honor the the athletes. Can you share maybe a high point of that event, though I know what it could be like organizing, missing out on some of the fun aspects, but if anything, you could share a single moment on that day.
Well, again, I enjoy the athletes because they have done great things for Jamaica, and their achievements have brought Jamaica very much into the public and international recognition and domain, and so I feel very proud of them. But I particularly enjoy, I should say, those who are humble with their greatness, and I enjoy teasing them, and of course their sense of humor. And I remember one special moment is with Usain Bolt, and Ruth talked about me in my little short self running, and he looks down at me and says, "You haven't grown since I last saw you." And then I offer him to be his bodyguard, and he says, "I don't think you can manage that job." And so, you know, it's those little fun that where you can, you know, they have such nice personalities, and so, and I just encourage them to do what they're doing for Jamaica, but always remember to be humble with the greatness that they are achieving, because I think that is the sign of a real great person. And so it was exciting being involved in planning those events, and seeing Jamaica, a really grateful nation, giving them that recognition. And they did say that they enjoyed it, and I can say I enjoyed being part of the planning committee to put it on for them.
And thank you very much, Ambassador Felix. We have enjoyed listening to your experiences, your path through St. Andrew High School, and also with the public service. And we wish you all the best.